Hi guys, Andy here. I've got a little gadget to show you today to help you find lost items. Well, no, it's a tracker, so I can't ask it, where's my wallet? I've lost my wallet. I'd have to have this in my wallet in the first place, obviously. It basically works through crowdsourcing, I don't know. So we'll show you in a moment how I kind of pair up this to my phone, and I'll have the app installed on my phone. It will use the Bluetooth connection to acknowledge where this is and send it to a local or a general server that everyone else is logged into. If I lose something and someone else with a tracker, so they've got the TrackR app installed, passes by, it reports this is where it is. Now, clearly this isn't going to be as useful perhaps as a sort of separate tracking device with its own GPS and its own connection that it can report back no matter where it is, well, with a connection, I suppose. You are reliant on other people passing by to find it. And I thought, well, it's a US company, they're based in California, I think it's quite big in the US, how good is it in the UK? And I looked at their coverage map, and the coverage map makes it look pretty well used. So I thought, well, let's give it a go and buy like 10 of them. So I'm going to give one or two of them away. Let me know in the comments why you would want one and what you will track. It is open only to people in the UK, I'm afraid. And the comments that I like, well, we'll see how many, because I've got a few friends on some of these. I have to see how many I've got left when I've used them all, but I'll give at least one away, let's put it that way. If you want to buy your own, the TrackR.com, they're $30 each, but you can buy 3, get 2 for free, so it's $90 for 5, or you can buy 5 and get 5 free, what I did, and it's $150, which obviously the current exchange rate is still going to come out. I think with shipping I paid about £120 for the 10, but they actually threw an extra one in. Although I did have some problems. So I'd ordered the 10 and the sort of rainbow pack, I think it was called. That might have cost a couple of dollars more, I can't remember. And actually then they apparently email you to say, well, what colours would you like? I never got the email. I contacted their support after a week and about 10 days, if not 2 weeks, and they said, oh, well, you haven't told us what colour you want. We haven't even begun your order yet. What? Although I have had the same problem as happened with someone else who's been emailing me and it's just not coming through, so maybe it's a Gmail issue, I don't know. I did ask the guy, why on earth do you do that? Why don't you just ask when I place my order what colour you want? He said, I've got to be honest, I'm not entirely sure why we don't do that. So it's a little bit weird, but actually the guy was pretty good service. So all in all, it took, I don't know, three and a bit weeks for mine to come. Hopefully if you were ordering, it would be there within 2 weeks if you get to choose your colour. So we're going to open up in through the back. I have opened one up and used it. I'll show you in a moment on the app. So we get some instructions. We had a little sort of ring. We got a sticky pad, so you can stick the tracker to something. Let's put that aside for the minute. The instructions are fairly simple. It's basically download the app, turn on your Bluetooth, open the app, give tracker permissions. There's a lot of stuff that's fairly obvious. Select your tracker, activate your tracker, what are you tracking, register your tracker. So what we'll do that with this one that I've just opened. Let's look at the actual device first though, if I can get it out. So it is quite a thin, light, almost, it is a bit plasticky feeling. There's a loop at the top there, look, that the metal ring can go through, or obviously use the sticker, stick it on the back. So let's just bring my phone in. There is the TrackR app on my home screen ready to roll. Not at the moment, thank you. Now, I'll show you while we've got the screen. Now, don't worry, this is not actually where my car is, so you'll not be able to go and find it. But it's near where my car is. I drove home in my car last night I was doing a stock take at 2 AM. So that, I suppose, initially is a bit of a concern. So me with the app installed next to the tracking device, and the information it's got is 5 or 6 minutes old. I don't know, we'll see. I'm going to at some point pause the making of this video to use the trackers for a few days or weeks to kind of get an impression of how well they work, and then I'll come back and finish the video. But that's a little bit of a concern, that's quite inaccurate. Basically, that is quite inaccurate. Like I said, I drove for a good 3 or 4 minutes after that, right next to the tracker, and it didn't update. Right, now the one thing I just thought I didn't check is how I add. Oh, let me just show you as well. Sorry. So there is. Oh, there's add a new device at the bottom. So that is my car. I can change the name. I can check the battery. Device separation alert. So if you wanted to put it in your wallet, for example, you could have it beep you when you got to, when you got too far away from it, basically. Or the phone, if the tracker in theory would beep if the phone was further away. So you could have the tracker might be on your keys. You could have it set up to beep if either, both of them to go nuts if they separated, which I guess sounds like quite a good idea. So fine, that's all fine. Let's add a new device. Pick your tracker. So mine's the one at the top, the Bravo. So it says to press the button. There we go. Booby doop. Waiting to pair. This took for me 10 or 15 seconds yesterday, so I will try and fill the gap with my human. Oh no, we're there, luckily for you. So this one I'm going to put on my bike, I think. Right, now the problem I might have is we'll come back and it will give my location away, so I'm not going to do that at the moment. But there you go. I think we covered most things. Wait, so you can set Wi-Fi safe zones and Nest. So I think that is if you separate. Actually, I don't know, I guess the phone must be in the Wi-Fi safe zone or the Nest. So I have connected it with my Nest. Disable alerts when at home. So when I'm at home, if I don't quite. So if someone did drive away with my car, I'd want an alert. But anyway, so there is that option there. FAQ. So I think at this point, it is. I don't know. What is crowd GPS? So it does make me think there's a very good chance so like I said, it's one in my car, there could be a good chance someone could steal my car and this wouldn't be that useful to help me find it. But there is also the chance that it might be useful in finding it. When I've bought this volume, it's cost me about £12 per one of these. Actually a little bit less, sorry, maybe 10. So I guess part of me says, well, £10 is worth a punt, isn't it? But that's what I'm going to find out over the next week or so, perhaps, is how useful, how accurate are these little devices, and then I will come back to finish the video to let you know if it's worth buying or not. So I've been using the trackers for about a week, and it's not good news, I wouldn't say, really. So I've got one in the car, one on the bike, and I put one on my keys for a while to test both the different sort of reasons you might use the tracker. Now, on the keys, when I go to work, my phone and my keys often get separated because my phone stays with me and my keys don't. It was 4 hours before I kind of thought, what's that noise? And I sort of, even then I took my phone out and I was, oh, there's some kind of alarm going. And then that's when I twigged, oh, it's the tracker alarm. It wasn't particularly audible. It wasn't a sort of, I would want a shrieking, high-pitched, some kind of noise. I would want some kind of notification on the screen. I'd even want at least a vibrate option, but it's just not there. Now you can change the noise that it makes. You can select to put your own custom noise, but I mean, I don't really want to go searching the internet for a shrieking beepy noise. Surely either give us some options in the app or just do a better job of the default one. And the vibrate should be an option. It just, I mean, I have my phone on vibrate at work because sometimes it's a loud environment. I can't hear what's going on. 4 hours it took before I realised. It wasn't going on for 4 hours. I guess I probably kept going near the keys and coming away, and it kept sort of then alarming. So to me, that wasn't particularly useful. Hopefully, it could be fixed with a few software updates, though. Then we come to the tracking of the vehicles. So as I mentioned, I think in the first part of the video, didn't seem to be that accurate. There were times, if let's say I took the bike to work, I would walk up to the garage, so pass the car, get the bike out, ride to work, come back again, put the bike in the garage, come back to the flat, and it didn't register the car there at any point. So what chance have I got if it's parked on a street somewhere, I don't know, fairly rural, of even if someone does pass by that's got the app installed and got their Bluetooth on, that it's going to register? It seemed to only poll the locations, I don't know, maybe every 10 minutes, which might be a battery type thing, so maybe it's just not possible for it to do it more. But it did seem to kind of lessen the effectiveness of the device. And then I thought, well, so I'm driving my car and my bike, and I've got my phone on me with my app, and so I'm the one that's checking where they're located. So I dropped one in my brother's backpack. Actually, no, I didn't. I gave it to him. I said, look, will you take this to work with you? So he works kind of south of the river. I'm way up north of the river. Didn't register with anybody all day. You know, he's out for 12 hours, 11 hours, 12 hours. Now, a lot of that's underground on the tube. If there is somebody with the app running and Bluetooth on, does it not report back because they've not got an internet connection at that time? I don't know. But even then, he's working central London above ground for 8-9 hours. You've got to think people are passing by. But not once did it register until he came home again and my phone picked it up again. So I have to think, actually, it's not that useful. Now, you can buy them, like I say, I paid around about £11 or £12 for mine, buying in bulk. You can buy them on eBay, kind of £16 each. At this point, I'm not convinced it's worth it. I'm not convinced. I mean, I don't seem to get any battery drain on my phone, so there's no real problem with me just having the app there running and leaving them in the car and on the bike or on my keys, just on the off chance it might help if ever the car or bike was stolen or I lost my keys. But I don't have a great deal of faith in it at this point. Match that up with the issues that I had kind of with it attached to my keys. If they can fix them with software update, that actually could be quite handy. There are times, you know, I do sometimes worry because my keys, they're clipped together and there is a chance they could fall off as I'm riding the bike or something because I haven't clipped them back in. And actually an audible alarm as it happened would be quite handy rather than I get to wherever I'm going and realise I've not got my keys. I say an audible or a vibration, of course. But yeah, that just wasn't particularly working all that well either. So all in all, I don't know, I'm not sure they're the answer. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. I will try, if I do sort of experience anything that makes me think that actually they're not too bad, you know, if I do in time they save me, you know, if I find my bike when it's missed, then obviously I'll come back and report that, but at the minute they just don't seem that good. Sorry, TrackR, nice try. My name's Andy, I'll catch you all again soon.